Just about everybody wants to become financially independent. So why do so few people get there? Well, one of the secrets to attaining financial independence is that it doesn't usually just happen. It starts with a detailed plan and a willingness to commit to that plan. So to help you get going in the right direction, here are 15 steps to becoming financially independent. Welcome back to another episode of Living Fire. If you never want to miss an upload, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Number 1, decide you want it more than you are afraid of it. Okay, so that's a quote from the recently discredited Bill Cosby, but it's brilliant in this context nonetheless. And it's an important point too. One of the reasons more people don't reach financial independence is they're afraid, not of being financially independent, but of the changes in their lives that they'll have to make to get there. So if you are new to the financial planning process, it's important to remember you don't need to go from 0 to 60 overnight. Just like a fitness trainer would be hesitant to recommend an all-out body straining routine on your first day in the gym. Pick a reasonable and attainable goal and get used to achieving small wins on your track to financial independence. For example, if you are new to saving, you don't need to immediately put aside half your paycheck. Start with a small amount, maybe $20 per pay period, and increase it as you get more comfortable with the process. Starting out slow will help you build the confidence needed for long-term success. In order to become financially independent, you have to have a serious heart-to-heart talk with yourself. You want to get a few things clear in your head, including a definition of exactly what financial independence means to you. Following someone else's definition won't get you there. A realistic picture of your current financial situation. A realistic idea as to what you'll have to give up to get where you want to go. A realistic assessment of the obstacles in your path. A series of goals that will help you to become financially independent. That last point is a discussion all its own. Number 2, create a series of steps that will get you where you want to go. Becoming financially independent isn't a single goal, but a series of sub-goals. This is because your financial life has several facets. In order to reach your overall goal of financial independence, you'll have to establish goals in the various areas of your financial life, including increasing your income, controlling your spending habits, paying off your student loan and credit card debt, understanding your savings patterns, determining your investment objectives, defining your long-term financial goals, purchasing the best life insurance for your family, implementing a legacy plan for your heirs. We're going to go over each of these categories in some detail, but it's important you create such a list with a corresponding goal relating to each individual category. That will ensure you are moving your entire financial situation forward, rather than trying to do it one category at a time. Number 3, commit to living beneath your means for the rest of your life. This step is the most important. That's because no other steps you take will be possible unless you fully commit to mastering this one. The reason it's so important is it's the single step that will provide most of the spare cash you will need in order to accomplish most of the other steps. Learning to live beneath your means is one of the central costs of learning how to become financially independent. And if you have not mastered this technique in the past, doing so will range anywhere from uncomfortable to downright painful. Delayed gratification. Get comfortable with that term. No, make that get very comfortable with it. It means being willing to sacrifice now in order to provide for a better life for you and your loved ones in the future. If you're currently struggling with your finances, there will be no easy way over this hurdle. You'll probably have to cut out every expense in your budget that is not absolutely necessary, and even do what you can to reduce those that are. It could include passing up the annual family vacation, driving your car for years after paying off your car loan, living in your current home even though most of your neighbors traded up, and buying your clothing in thrift stores while everyone else you know is shopping at the mall. That's just a short list of the sacrifices you'll have to make. But in making them, you'll be clearing money in your budget to build savings, to get out of debt, and to invest for the future. Number 4, block out the spendthrifts in your life. Are there one or more people in your social circle who you could reasonably characterize as a spendthrift? If so, one of the sacrifices you may need to make to reach financial independence will be to either reduce your contact with this person or people, or even eliminate them from your life altogether. It sounds harsh, but it's totally necessary. The people who we keep company with can have a profound effect on how we view and spend money. If you are surrounded by people who live for the moment, meaning they mostly spend their money having fun rather than saving for the future, you will inevitably get pulled into that behavior. Number 5, always keep your career or business moving forward. Living beneath your means is the single most important step on this list, and that's true. But you can give yourself a major assist in that effort by making sure you steadily increase your income in the future. If you can steadily increase your income while keeping your spending level low, you will reach all of your financial goals much more quickly. You can keep your career moving forward by keeping your work skills sharp and increasing your value to your employer. You should put yourself in the running for promotions where possible and hold yourself open for better opportunities with other employers. If you are self-employed, it means steadily working to keep your business moving up to the next level. Working on advancing your career is like investing in yourself. It's one of the best ways to get a good return on your investment, whether you are salaried or self-employed. If you are self-employed, that just means you have a lot of bosses that you serve. So periodically, ask those bosses or clients how you can better serve them. The better you can serve people, the more value you bring to the table, and the more it helps you become a higher earner. Number 6, vow to always save money, no matter what your income is. Don't be one of those people who says, I'll start saving money when. The problem with telling yourself that is when never comes. The better position, when, is now. You should always be saving money no matter what's happening. That's one of the very best strategies to make sure you are always moving forward. If you don't have enough room in your budget to save money now, then the answer is to increase your income, lower your expenses, or both. Number 7, insulate yourself in the short run, creating a safety net. If you've been living paycheck to paycheck up to this point, your first savings goal should be to create a safety net. You can do that by creating an emergency fund. An emergency fund should be held in a perfectly safe account, like a savings account, money market account, or a short-term certificate of deposit. It's not for investment because investment involves risk, and that's not the purpose of an emergency fund. Your first goal should be to accumulate a sufficient amount of cash in the account to cover 30 days worth of living expenses. And once that's achieved, your goal should be to add another 30 days worth of living expenses. The account should have between 3 months and 6 months of living expenses if you're a salaried employee, and between 6 and 12 months if you have a self-employed job, or if you're paid entirely by commissions. Number 8, invest everything above that. Once your emergency fund is adequately stocked, you can begin thinking about investing your money. And this is important because investing is about using your money to earn more money. The larger your investment portfolio becomes, the closer you get to financial independence. Ideally, your efforts to save money should never slow down once you have built your emergency fund. Instead, increase your efforts to fund your investment accounts. That should be easier to do once you have an emergency fund in place. Number 9, invest no matter what the market is doing. In hindsight, it's obvious there have been better times to invest than others, but since no one knows what the future holds, you can't know when that time will be in the future. Plan to invest no matter what the market is doing. If you're investing periodically, you'll be dollar cost averaging into the market, which will minimize the risk you're taking should the market decline. And if you do feel it's a bad time to invest, then simply cut back on how much you are investing in equities. But at the same time, continue accumulating cash and fixed income investments in your portfolio. That way it'll be there to buy when the timing looks a bit more favorable. Number 10, diversify your investments. This gets back to not knowing what the markets will do in the future. So the best way to protect yourself against unexpected surprises is to diversify your investments across several different asset classes. Big picture here, you should have a certain amount of money invested in stocks, fixed income investments, peer-to-peer lending, cash, natural resources, and real estate. That will keep you from taking a big hit in the event any of those sectors crash, while at the same time, taking advantage of strong markets wherever they may be. And with that, we've reached the end of this episode. All about everything you must do in order to become financially free. Are you on the road to financial freedom? What methods do you utilize in order to achieve it? Get involved and let us know in the comments section down below. If you enjoyed this one and found it helpful, remember to leave a like on the video and to subscribe to Living Fire for even more amazing videos just like this one. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.